welcome. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to Bariatrics and Tips. I am Michelle Geeson, your hostess with the mostest, here live after 2 weeks of being gone. I am so glad to be here. I obviously have so much to show you today. Thanks for bearing with me for last week. So sorry that we had to cancel, but I hosted a graduation party for my son, and it went over very well. It's taken me about a good week to recover. So this was a great way to get back into the swing of things and add a little normalcy to my schedule. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. We've got a great show in store for you today. I hope you enjoy Sundays as much as I do. It really brings a nice little flair to Sunday. It allows me to get my grocery shopping done. It allows me to meal plan for the week, because a lot of what I buy to prepare us for this recipe demonstration is what I use throughout the week anyway. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win kind of thing. So one thing we all have in common. Oh, thanks, Melissa. I'm so excited too. You can tell when I'm looking because I have to go like this. But one thing we all have in common is that we've all had weight loss surgery, or we're gearing up to. And even if you're not, even if you're looking for overall health and wellness, or if you're trying to make better choices due to diabetes, whatever the reason, you are in the right place, okay? Because just because we have a health agenda, or just because we have this bariatric tool, doesn't mean that we have to be deprived of eating well, okay? We don't. Food is a huge part of our lives, and it's here whether we like it or not. It's here to stay, so we have to figure out a way to coexist with it. We need it to live. Someone once told me, you eat to live, not live to eat. So I am trying to live that credo as best I can. So the object for the recipe demonstrations and for our Facebook page and everything pertaining to bariatrics and tips is to remove the word deprived from your vocabulary, because there's no reason you should ever have to feel that way. You know, life before or after bariatric surgery, or life with diabetes, or just life trying to take care of yourself in general shouldn't be spent wishing that we could have this or that, okay? We can have fun with food. We can live, we can experiment. It is fun to be in the kitchen, okay? Being in the kitchen should be an adventure, and so should grocery shopping. You're on your own bariatric journey, and the kitchen is a main attraction, and it's one that you can see and use over and over again, so don't fear it, embrace it. And even with the recipes that I show you, some of them are very labor intensive. Some have lots of ingredients and lots of steps, like today's chicken pad thai. But just because it has so many steps, don't look at it as something that you can't do, because you can totally do this. All these recipes that I show you, they're easy and they're fun, and it's an engaging process when you're in the kitchen and you're inspiring yourself and even your family to make a dish that you've either never made before, maybe like chicken pad thai, or something that your family just loves over and over again. Enjoy that part of the journey, because it matters, and it matters to you, and it matters to all of your family that you cook for. So that's my soapbox for the day. But anyways, this is just a great second chance at life. Life after my bariatric surgery. You know, for those that are new to the format, I had bariatric surgery about 6 years ago, April 2015. I refer to it a lot as my rebirthday, so happy rebirthday to me. I lost 130 pounds, and I have kept it off this whole time. You know, I refer to it as the rebirthday because it's a day to celebrate, and it's the day that I decided to take back my life. And I'm not Kat, I don't have 9 lives. I just have this one that I need to make the most of. And I just decided that taking a permanent stance on changing my lifestyle, not dieting, changing my lifestyle, was a way that I could enjoy the rest of my journey here on earth and really have it pay forward to my friends and family. So I've worked hard on this journey. There's been good times, there's been bad times, there's been really bad times. But do I have regrets? No, I have no regrets. But I do have insight. And the insight is that I am only human, and I know you're only human. We are going to make our share of mistakes. We are going to fall off the wagon at times. We just need to be cognizant of that. We need to be able to spot these behaviors and spot the mistakes, so that way we can just spring back up and keep on cruising, okay? So I've dedicated Bariatrics and Tips to living large, cooking and eating small, and finding flavor in all we do. And it's worth the time and effort, because I know I'm worth the time and the effort, and I know you're worth the time and the effort too. So there are a lot of really exciting things on the horizon for Bariatrics and Tips. If you're watching today, it's because you are on our new and improved Facebook page. So thank you. We outgrew our old space with the vision and direction that we want to move in. There are some really, really exciting things. I can't share them as of yet, but I need you to trust me, because I want you to come along for the ride. So if you know people that are still on our older page, help get them migrated to the new page. Share it with your family and friends, because we need to get to 2,500 likes is our first goal. And we're only at a couple of hundred. The other page has over 3,000. So really, we just need you to click that button and like and follow Bariatrics Tips on Facebook, the new and improved page, okay? Again, remember, if you need specific medical guidance about your own particular journey, or you have any questions that I can't answer, or that your peers on this page can't answer, please make sure you loop in your surgeon and or dietitian, because they are the pros. They are your best local advocates, okay? So we're gonna move forward with our show. Normally we would do our Sunday Spotlight. I apologize that I don't have a candidate for Sunday Spotlight today, but you can actually be on the Spotlight next week if you want. All you have to do is send either myself, Michelle Geeson, or Bariatrics and Tips a private message, and let me know a short and sweet bio and some pictures, and you will be featured on next Sunday's Spotlight. You will also get a Bariatrics and Tips logo magnet for your refrigerator, and that is my special gift to you. You don't have to pay for it at all. And then, as always, Bariatrics and Tips is on all social media. So you've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok. Okay, so let's move into chicken pad thai-ish. I call it pad thai-ish just because I think I'm funny, and that's really all there is to it. But there's lots of ingredients in this, like I said earlier, and quite a process. There's a lot of preparation that needs to be done. First, a few things that I want you to know is pad thai actually just means stir fry. It's short and sweet. It is a stir fry dish, but the really cool thing about pad thai, and the reason why so many people like it, is because it taunts all your senses and all your flavors. It follows a culinary tradition of using all 5 tastes. So you've got salty, I wrote them down so I don't forget, salty, sour, sweet, spicy, and bitter. You've got 5 for 1 in there. You've got all 5 tastes. And that's why pad thai feels so rich on your tongue, because they fire all of those taste buds with so much flavor. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. I looked at other pad thai recipes, and even like on my Fitness Pal, I typed in restaurant chicken pad thai, and I was so surprised at the calories and the fat and the sugar. And I mean, every recipe is a little bit different, but you're talking lots of calories, lots of fat calories. And if you ate what the restaurant gave you in one sitting, if you're anything like me and the bypass, I'd be having dumping syndrome all day, every day for a year based on those nutritional guidelines. So I have worked really hard to come up with a remake of chicken pad thai, which is why I call it pad thai-ish. There's really nothing ish about it. It's amazing, and I've got it here to show you. I've already plated it. I already had some for lunch today, and I had some for yesterday as well. So I have a feeling it might be going to work with me tomorrow as well. So I've got the recipe sorted in 1, 2, 3, 4 different categories. There's your protein, there's the sauce and noodles, there's the ingredients that you saute on the stove, and there's the garnish that's added after you cook it, okay? So I'll go over the protein first. I've got a couple different options here for you, and I have a feeling that I'll need to come closer and show you them up close. But the first thing, chicken pad thai is traditionally made with your choice of protein. I've seen it most popularly with strips of grilled chicken and cubes of tofu, and I have both of those to show you. The chicken's already in the dish that I plated, but I'll show you the tofu. But it's also served with a with egg, and there have been times where, and some of the stuff you don't have to put in. Again, you make the recipe what you want it to make, but the egg tastes really good with it, and I have that done too, plus a little trick and tip that I want to show you. But here's the tofu. Let me show you the tofu first. I have just made the tofu today, and here I'll show you. These are cubes of tofu. If you're not familiar with tofu, you are going to get quite the education starting tomorrow on our Facebook page, because I've got lots of fun tricks and tips and recipes for you, including the marinade that this bad boy is being used for. This marinade pairs really well with the chicken pad thai. So it's soybeans. It's crushed soybeans that are kind of molded into a block. Tofu is interesting because there are so many misconceptions about it. Like, I know my husband won't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but the good thing about tofu is that it takes on the flavor of what you cook it with. So the objective is to flavor it up. And if you're living large and cooking small and finding flavor in all you do, this is going to be a delicacy for you because it's high in protein, it's lower in carbs. It's just a really nice change to the everyday. And again, you'll see a lot more about it on there. So I've got marinated tofu that I baked, and the cool thing is you can marinate it for at least 10 minutes, but as long as like 30 minutes, an hour. You could even do it overnight if you wanted. Just make sure it's refrigerated. Again, it takes on the flavor of what you use it with. So this particular marinade has a little bit of sriracha in it, a little bit of PB Fit powder, some soy sauce, some sesame oil, some lime juice. A lot of the same elements that you see right here that we've used in the chicken pad thai. And then the other protein I want to show you is the egg. And the recipe calls for, the objective is to make like a crepe, because what you want to do is you want to slice it really thin. And yesterday I was experimenting with how to do this, because normally me and eggs don't mix when it comes to cooking it on the stovetop in a pan. I don't know why. I can't flip it. I can't do much with it other than ruin it. And that was no exception yesterday. It still tasted good, but it wasn't pretty. Today I made it pretty. And so all I did was take this bowl and I sprayed it with cooking spray, and I beat the egg in a coffee mug, and then I spread it out in the bowl, and I cooked it in the microwave in increments of 30 seconds until it was done. And look what I got. I'm going to show you. I'm going to come up closer and I'll show you the egg, which is, here's my egg. It's okay that there's a little hole in it. Well, here, hi. But here's the plate or the bowl. So what you want to do now, and I'm going to move this over so I can show you super quick, because again, your objective is to make like a crepe. So I've got my flat egg, and then you want to roll it up almost like a burrito. So you've got a little roll, and then you want to slice it. Whoops, let me re-roll it. And then you want to slice it really thin, because you want these really thin strips of egg. Here comes the dog too. He must have heard the word egg. Hi, Lego. You're not having the egg. He's down here. with his paws on my leg, thinking that he's gonna get a handout. He knows that I don't share chicken pad thai because it's so good. It's like Joey on Friends. Joey doesn't share food. Neither does Michelle, not when it comes to chicken pad thai. But anyways, here is the egg. So you've got these little strands of egg. And I've seen in the restaurants, they serve it either on the side and then they let you mix it up, or they mix it up for you. And today I have it all mixed in. So that's how you're gonna prepare your egg. And really the goal for chicken pad thai is to have everything prepared before you start, because once that cooking process starts, you are going to move fast and furiously. And if you don't have things at your beck and call, you're gonna burn the food, crash and burn. And we don't want that because this is good stuff. So I've got my concoction already made for the sauce and the noodles. So there's a few things because I have it made, I have the products laid out for you because I wanted to show you the ingredients. Some of these ingredients are specialty ingredients. Perhaps if you're open to spending the money and keeping them in your arsenal, you'll use them well and they won't, it takes a long time for them to go bad anyways. But a few things I want to show you. The rice vinegar, and this you can actually get this in the vinegar section or the Asian section of your local grocery store. And let me tell you something, I just discovered that if you go into the vinegar section to get it, it's cheaper, seriously. It might be a slightly different brand, they're all well-known brands, but for some reason in the vinegar section, the rice vinegar is cheaper than in the Asian section. Go figure. All right, so that's the rice vinegar. Sesame oil. I buy sesame oil in a big, huge half-gallon jug because I love it, and it tastes nice and toasty. And when you're making Asian cuisine, it is a great way to pack in a lot of flavor without a lot of oil and a lot of calories. I just use it by the teaspoon. There's really no need to use it for anything more. These two things add heat. So if you're not into spice, you want to omit them, and that's totally fine. Sriracha and chili paste, and I think chili paste is more my favorite, but I love them both, and I've used them both in this recipe. And then I did fortify the sauce with Gene Pro. I did that because this makes 4 servings, and actually when I was originating the recipe, I had it as 2 servings, and it was just way too much food for me. So I cut it into 4, and I added the Gene Pro just to give it another protein boost, because again, it's gonna keep you fuller longer, and there's not a lot of calories per scoop of Gene Pro. It's only like 59 calories, so over 4 servings, that's really not much at all. The other thing I used is PB Fit. You can use any kind of peanut butter powder that you want. The objective in this exercise is just to give it a nutty flavor without all the added calories and fat that regular peanut butter has. And so those are the things I used. And then the shirataki noodles, and I'm gonna come closer just so you can see it. This brand is called Skinny Pasta, and it's one of my favorites. I get it on Amazon. I don't know what you have accessible to you at your local grocery store. I used to be able to buy a different brand at the local grocery store, but they don't have it anymore, so I'm bummed. But this is what it looks like. Don't let it fool you. This is very similar to tofu in that, again, it's gonna take on the flavor of what you cook it with. So the reason why I have it marinating is for that exact same reason as why we have the tofu marinating, okay? So these are the ingredients that I've used. I've also used a little bit of Splenda brown sugar and chicken broth, just your favorite chicken broth. I use the grocery store brand, low sodium, because I like to use low sodium so I can add the salt that I want to add. Because it might be more, it might be less, whatever. So again, the sauce and the noodles have a tablespoon of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of chicken broth, a half a tablespoon of sesame oil. And then tamarind paste, or it is an optional ingredient. It is basically, it looks like really thick soy sauce is what it looks like, and it's kind of a fruit derivative. I used it in this batch. I can probably show it to you in the refrigerator if I can find it. I should have put it, I don't know where it is, you guys. I don't know where it went, and I don't want to keep continuing to look for it. Wait, give me one more place. Hold on. I don't know where it went. Isn't that bizarre? I thought I had it out here. But at any rate, it is an optional ingredient. It adds a little bit of sweetness. That's really bothering me. I don't know where it is. I don't see it anywhere over here. But at any rate, then you want your Gene Pro, Splenda, and then 2 tablespoons of peanut butter powder dissolved in either water or chicken broth. I used chicken broth just because I didn't want to dilute the chicken flavor by putting water in the peanut butter powder. This is where you would also add your chili paste and your shirataki noodles because you want to have them marinate. And I'll come around and I'll show you how they've marinated. And they're looking really good. This is the sauce. Oh, and the dog's here again. Like, Lego, I'm not gonna give you this, dude. Okay, so there you go, so you can see it. All right, so that's in the sauce. The things that you need to saute is basically you're gonna take a little bit of peanut oil or sesame oil in the pan. You only need about a teaspoon, and you're gonna have a cup of shredded Napa cabbage, finely shredded. And I did that, and then once you shred that and make it so it's a little softer, you're gonna add a package of bean sprouts, a traditional bag of fresh bean sprouts at the grocery store, at least here locally, is a 12-ounce bag. So that's what my recipe states. And then you're gonna add a clove of garlic and a bunch of scallions sliced thin. And actually you're gonna keep those scallions out. You don't want them to wilt and turn anything but the bright green. So withhold those, and you'll see that in the recipe as well. And so what you're gonna do is basically you're gonna have everything ready at different times, so that way you're really just assembling things. And when you have everything in that pan or the wok, the cabbage, the bean sprouts, the garlic, you're gonna add your sauce and noodle mixture, and you're gonna cook everything and get it to a point where it's simmering. And then you're gonna just cook it for a little bit and until it's crisp tender, and let maybe 5 minutes and let the flavors all blend together. And then you can cook your eggs or chicken or shrimp or tofu at this time too, while it's simmering, or you can do it beforehand. I've done it both ways, and I've done it both recently. And again, the main thing I want to stress is that you just have everything prepped. That's what this whole big countertop is for. And then you can just divide it into your 4 servings. It helps if you take a wedge of lime and squeeze the lime over it. You're gonna top it with peanuts and cilantro and your green onion, and then maybe a lime wedge too, just in case you want more. They usually serve that at the restaurant as well. And then you can take your eggs and you can plate it too. So this has everything in it. I want to show you, where's my fork? I'm gonna come on over and I'm gonna show you the finished product. This is chicken pad thai-ish, bariatricized for your eating pleasure, and it is delicious. It is so good. I cannot honestly tell the difference with these noodles. They are delightful. And I hope you think so too. I take the crushed peanuts. One of the things that I like doing is I like keeping control of the protein, so that way I know how much protein I'm eating, because that's more of, that calorie content is something that you want to track if you're watching your calories each day like I am. The vegetables, not so much, you can handle that, but I usually just sprinkle a little bit of crushed peanuts. I keep them in a little bag, and I just take a small little handful and put them over. It adds a nice crunch and it smells good, but you're not like overpowering the dish with added calories and fat. And then The cilantro and the green onion, you can also make sure you do last because you don't want it to wilt or turn anything but that bright green. It's a great dish. Per serving, you're looking at 146 calories, 6 grams of fat, 9 grams of carbs, and 19 grams of protein, and that does not include the peanuts. I want you to know that. You can count that separately. It does include the chicken, but not the peanuts. And it's just a great meal. It's a great way to not feel deprived. It was one of my favorite things, was to go out for Thai food. And it is just, it's a pretty high calorie treat when you go out to a restaurant. This is an amazing remake, and I hope you love it as much as I do. I know I enjoyed making it, and I'm going to enjoy eating it. Maybe I was thinking I'll have it tonight and just make something else for my husband so I don't have to waste such good food. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that you like it. You're going to have today's chicken pad thai recipe at 3 o'clock. You're also going to have a lot of chicken and pad thai related posts today. And then starting tomorrow, you're going to have a lot of good information about tofu if you're not familiar with it. If it seems pretty iffy to you, just keep an open mind, really keep an open mind, because it is a really good treat. You don't have to eat it all the time, but if you're open to trying new things, your bariatric journey is going to be so much more pleasurable, and it'll be so much easier to sink into your new normal, whether you're 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months, or 6 years like me out of surgery. Half the adventure of your journey is going to be in the kitchen and at the grocery store and at the farmer's market and even at restaurants, learning about the things that make you smile and figuring out ways to reinvent them so that you can enjoy them as well without feeling deprived, okay? I want to make sure that you know what recipe demonstrations we have coming up. Next week, August 1st, zucchini rollatini. I saw this concept a while back as I was flipping through Facebook, and then I think I saw it like twice in 1 week and had to try it for myself, and I kind of modified it I bariatricized it, and I just love it. It's so much fun. They're little kind of tidbits that you can eat with absolutely zero guilt and no feelings of deprivation. August 8th, we have egg and feta breakfast cups. I love feta cheese, and I hope you do too. You're gonna love, love, love these breakfast cups because they're portable. You can take them to work with you. You can eat them at the breakfast table. You can freeze them and even pop them in the toaster, the air fryer, or the microwave. August 15th, we've got veggie spring rolls. Again, got that Asian thing going. I love Asian food. It always makes me feel like I've committed some sort of sin. But I haven't, and I won't, because I've remade these and bariatricized them. August 22nd, tuna and salmon patties, some of my favorite things. I love making them. And wait till you see the substitutions that I've used that don't involve breadcrumbs or white flour. You're gonna love it. August 29th, we've got spinach frittata, another really great breakfast option or brunch option. September 5th, not really fried rice. I will say no more. It's amazing. You're gonna love it. September 12th, Mongolian beef, one of my family's favorite dishes, and I have remade it and bariatricized it so you can indulge as well. September 19th, spaghetti squash pizza cups. Gotta have that. Had me at pizza because I love pizza. And then finally, right now, September 26th, we've got faux pho, another Asian recipe. The faux soup that is so delicious, and I can't wait to show you how I bariatricized that as well. So for a whole list of our scheduled live recipe demonstrations, just visit Bariatrics and Tips on Facebook. If you have any questions about any of the food products or gadgets or anything that you've seen, please let me know. Either post your questions so everybody can see, or send me a message, whatever you prefer. I am an open book and very passionate about the things that I do on Bariatrics and Tips. It has helped me through my journey, and I am happy to be a support for you, an ear to listen, and a cheerleader to help you on your journey as well, okay? So thank you for spending your Sunday with me. I almost said Saturday. It's a gorgeous day here in West Michigan. In fact, I went on a run this morning. I got almost 5 miles in, and now I've got a few things to do around the house and a quick stop to make, and the week's gonna be here before we know it. So that being said, I will see you next week. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day. Keep doing what you're doing. We all believe in each other, and enjoy the journey, okay? Take care. Have a good one. Bye.